So my name is Quynh, and I'm a postdoctoral researcher at La Trobe University in Australia, and I work under Professors Chris Sobey and Grant Drummond. I completed my PhD in 2017 at Monash University in Australia. And currently, I'm the chair of the Early Career Researcher Committee of the High Blood Pressure Research Council of Australia. I'm also a member of the Communications Committee of the ISH. My research studies the end organ damage caused by hypertension, and I'm particularly interested in the impact of hypertension on the brain, particularly the mechanisms that may lead to the development of cognitive impairment and dementia. And so I focus on the inflammatory pathways involved and understanding sex differences. So I'm a basic researcher and I use animal models of hypertension. So currently I'm working on several projects that kind of aim to identify like drug targets and potential therapeutics to treat the end organ damage caused by hypertension, like in the brain vasculature. So we're looking at some of the inflammatory pathways, such as the inflammasome. So I hope to eventually develop a therapeutic that could be used to treat the hypertension-induced brain injury and dementia. And so I really want to achieve this because hypertension is one of the biggest risk factors for dementia. And currently there's no treatments that can stop or reverse the progression of dementia. So I hope my research will be able to identify the pathways that's involved in the development of dementia. And hopefully we can use this information to develop effective therapies to treat dementia. So one of my biggest challenges is just getting all the rejections from the funding bodies. And so this has at times kind of caused me to experience the imposter syndrome, which I'm sure a lot of people can relate to that. So this is something I'm still trying to overcome, but I'm just fortunate that I have a lot of supportive people in my life who encourage me to keep going. And another challenge, which everyone can relate to, was the COVID-19 pandemic. So I think the challenges was like trying to be productive while working from home. And I was fortunate enough to be able to go to work during the second lockdown in Melbourne. But I think because I was trying to make the most of the time I had at work, I was overworking myself. So I think also just trying to have a good work-life balance, which I don't think or not many people are able to achieve. I try to think of what I have achieved and why I deserve to achieve those achievements. Because I guess we're always our worst critic. But I guess it's always just like you rather just think about all the negatives, think about the positives as well. And I guess think of what sort of impact you have made. So I'm most proud of this publication I published earlier this year, and it's titled Aldosterone-Induced Hypertension is Sex-Dependent, Mediated by T cells and Sensitive to GPR Activation. So this was published in Cardiovascular Research, and I started this study as the final chapter of my PhD, and I continued to work on this during the first couple of years of my PhD. And so this study required a lot of hard work and patience, and I really pushed myself to complete the study at the end. And so I'm proud of the studies because it's the first study where I really feel that I've made like an important contribution to science. So this was published in 2007, and this was the seminal paper that really kickstarted the field of like the role of the immune system in hypertension, and it's inspired a lot of my own research. And so there's been a lot of publications that have questioned the findings of this study, but I still believe that this is an important study that will still continue to influence future research. So I love to travel and learn about the cultures of the countries I visit. And so I always make the most of when I go to an international conference and take time to explore the places that I go to. And so it's been difficult with this COVID-19 pandemic, and so I can't wait until we can safely travel again. And my other passion in life is food and just like eating delicious foods and trying new restaurants and cuisines. And so this is one of my favorite aspects of traveling.